Hello, everybody. How's it going? Azren, the language nerd here. I hope you're having a fantastic January so far. It is January 25th, 2021 now. And here we are in a new year. If you are new to the segment on my YouTube channel, it is pretty straightforward. This is a segment called Azren's Journal, and I share my personal language learning journey in these videos, and of course, give you a variety of different language learning tips. And it's been at least something like a month, maybe even 2 months since I've made any videos. And so I think a good place to start today is to share a few things that I've been working on, behind the scenes, and why I have been so quiet. So one of the big things I've been working on, this was in December actually, for about 3 weeks, I was learning, it's kind of hard to see my notes. It is what it is. I was learning some Japanese. I took an intensive Japanese course for, it would have been about 3 weeks. I was taking 1 hour of class a day. There were certain days of the week where I didn't necessarily take a class, but I was taking pretty consistently 1 hour of class a day, and I was doing pretty consistently about 30 minutes of homework every single day. It was super cool. I had a lot of fun. I didn't learn how to read and write. I was focusing primarily on speaking and listening. And so when I wrote notes, again, it's hard to see, but hopefully you can, oh yeah, you can kind of see that if I put it nice and close to the camera. I was writing my notes in like English letters. And so, yeah, it was cool. It was really, really enjoyable. I also was learning Korean. So I was taking some Korean classes as well every day. I didn't take that for that was only for about, that would have been for approximately 2.5 weeks. I didn't do that for too long, only 2.5 weeks, or maybe 2 weeks, but it was still quite enjoyable. One of the biggest challenges for me when it came to Korean was that in Korean, I found the pronunciation was really challenging. Certain letters were really hard for me to pronounce. And if you followed my content for a while, you'll already know that I am a pronunciation nut. I'm a pronunciation nut. I love pronunciation. I want to have perfect pronunciation. So most of my time when I was learning Korean was focused on learning pronunciation. I think I was actually tracking it. I took about, I'm going to look here. I did about 15 hours of Korean study over a 2-week period. And almost all of those 15 hours were focused on pronunciation. Almost every single one of those hours. So sometimes people ask me, this is a very practical piece of advice for everybody. People often ask me, Azren, how do you get good at pronunciation? What do you do? When you speak in languages, Azren, you have such great pronunciation. How did you do it? Well, I put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into pronunciation. That's it. That's all I do. And that is how I get good at pronunciation. I put lots of time and effort into it. So that was something that's been new in my world in the language learning sense. I was learning some Japanese and learning some Korean. On a personal level, I took a few weeks off in December. The first time, in fact, here's a fun fact. This is the first time that I took time off where I wasn't traveling. So almost all of December, I was off. I paused my classes. I cleared my schedule for the most part. And I still worked. I ended up working on some things, especially because of COVID. There's not a lot of things to do that are fun right now. Most things are kind of closed, at least in my city. So the only productive sorts of things I could do were in the house. And in the house, there's a lot of work-related things that I could do. So I did end up working. But it was nice to take a few weeks off. And it gave birth to 2 things. Let me actually show you. I'm using StreamYard today for this video, so I can actually do screen shares, which is exciting. Let me show you a couple things that I have been working on. The first thing, if it works here, let me share it here. The first thing is I have been making a course on how to learn a foreign language. So check this out. I can give you a little bit of a sneak preview. You guys are some of the first ones that have actually seen the rough draft. I've posted a couple things on social media, so check this out. This is the rough draft. So there's different levels for the course. This is level 0. And it's really cool. This is essentially, oh, can you guys see my screen? Hang on. I don't know if it's showing up. It's kind of small, isn't it? Let me make it bigger. Like that. Oh, no. That might be your best bet. Let's just do it like that. This is essentially a combination of a book. Think of a book that has content that teaches you how to learn a new language, right? But it's also a little bit of a workbook. So if we look through this here, I can show you a little bit. So there's some content, right? There's some content pages that teach you how to do something and tell you, hey, this is an important part of learning a language. But then you've also got, for instance, you've also got like worksheets and checklists for you to actually write on and check things off and write in the book. So it's really a combination. I can show you another tab here as well. Can you see, what can you see here? Let me see what you're able to see on your screen. Oh, you can't see that screen here. Let me swap screens. Let's do that again. Share. Let me show you another screen here. Let's go to maybe level 1. Here we go. So if you look at level 1, we kind of scroll to the top here, where you've also got a lot of activities. So for instance, let's scroll down. Let's go over here. So I'll read you this page. This is one of the steps in the level 1 curriculum. Oh, I think you can't see the bottom. There we go. I'll read it out to you. So I have a cousin who is 20 months old. Just like all toddlers, he's still learning to speak English. He constantly points at different objects around him so that an adult can tell him what they are called. Sometimes he thinks he knows a word, but is actually mistaken. For example, today he pointed at a rabbit and said, puppy. My mom gently corrected him by saying, bunny, hop, 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 hop. My cousin then said bunny himself and started hopping like my mom. So in this book, I've given a little bit of activity. Labeling objects is an effective language learning strategy that all toddlers use when acquiring their first language. This technique works equally well for those learning a foreign language. With that said, let me introduce an activity that I call, What's This? Oh, that's actually not centered, is it? I got to center that. I'll center that. As I said, this is a rough draft. I'm still working on it. So here we go, and I've listed out an actual activity. Select 15 plus objects in your home and book an appointment with your tutor or language partner. Point at each object you selected and ask your language partner or tutor in the target language, what's this? Or what's that? Right? Your tutor or language partner is going to tell you what that object is called in the target language. You're going to repeat the word. Oh, I need to actually need to fix this spelling. There's some wording issues here. But you're going to repeat the word and you're going to write it down. So I've actually given some very specific instructions and activities to do as well. So I'm super excited. It's taking a long time to work through it. It's taking a long time. It's taking a little bit of money as well, actually, because I've got some people that are helping me with editing the book and correcting typos. And so it's taking some money as well. But I'm really excited. It's a big project I'm working on, and I think it's going to help a lot of people. I'm also working on a language project for you guys. This is going to be a big one as well. I'm working on a subscription program for language learners. The reason I want to make a subscription program is because with my current class offerings at the Calgary Language Nerds, the business that I run, all of the classes are either small group classes or they're private classes. So for a good percentage of people, depending on how much money you earn and how much disposable income you have, it's difficult to afford. It might be difficult for some people to afford my business's services and our classes. It can be difficult for some people. So the subscription program that I'm making is basing a lot of the classes on some larger group classes, not just 2, 3, 4 people, but maybe like 5, 10, 15, 20 people in a class, but also combining a lot of my methodologies and my beliefs around how foreign languages are learned. But because I'm organizing it in slightly larger groups, I can actually reduce the cost on a month-to-month basis for the classes. So I literally am going to have some subscription options where someone could use our services, take classes every week, and have access to class recordings for as little as like $6 a month. Is it 6 or is it 9? I can't remember if it's $6 a month or $9 a month. I can't remember. And here's the kicker, the best part of it. It's not $9 a month for one language. You can attend as many group classes as you want for as many languages as you want in a month for $9 a month. And you get class recordings. It's a really, really good deal. And there's other subscription tiers too, ranging from $9. I think it's 6 or 9. I'm still working on the pricing, but it's roughly 9, I think. $9 a month. On the upper end, I think there's like an $89 or $90 a month as well. There's a package at that level. So that's really exciting for me. So people that can't afford that can kind of sign up for that package. And then, of course, my typical services are on like standard group classes or private classes or intensive lessons. Those are all still there as well. So that's also been taking up a lot of my time. And it's been enjoyable. It's been enjoyable. I'm super excited to get all of these new projects launched. They take a lot of my time and energy. So my content, I don't make as much content as I typically would across different social networks. But hopefully once everything gets launched, once everything is launched, I'm going to go ham on content. I'm going to do quite a bit, especially because I have so much to share from the course and everything that I'll want to talk about. So I'll probably be quiet for the next few months as I'm working on these, and you might see a little bit less content from me online. But then after it's all done, you're going to see me go ham and go crazy with lots of different content and ideas and language learning goodness. So yeah, I suppose that's everything for today. I don't really have a lot I wanted to share. I just wanted to hop on and say hello, share a couple of things that are going on, in the business, what's going on in my world, in my life, what am I working on, what can you expect to see on this channel? Well, 2021, what can you expect to see? You can expect to see a lot of language learning content, that's for sure, except it's going to be quiet for the next few months, most likely, as I work on all these different projects. So, okay. Thank you for your attention, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. I saw there's a few people who watched it live, so thank you for doing so. And yeah, I guess we'll chat later. Bye for now. See you.